Alright guys, so we're going to be on Sand River, and I threw this game, man. I just got done with this game like maybe 30 minutes ago. I got off, took a very, very short break. I just sat on the couch for 10 minutes. I've been playing way too much World of Tanks, watched 10, 15 minutes of Netflix, whatever. And now I'm coming back to record this final video for you guys today, because I think I've done 3 or 4 today. But I wanted to show you guys an example of Sand River from the west spawn and how I try to win the south, because I've had like 3 or 4 videos recently where I'm always coming from the east. So from the west spawn, how the heck do you take the south side of this map? Now the Bat Chat and Even 90 are both coming with me. I come over this ridgeline and then I realize that they're all coming with me. I got freaking poison ivy on my arm and like I don't know, man. I was like pulling weeds, guys, and I got poison ivy like all over, like in little patches, like all over my body. It's so annoying, man. But watch what I'm going to do here, guys. I'm going to come to this ridgeline. I'm able to get a shot here into the Hawk 12. You just have to be very cautious about people like the Hori 2 who are going to poke here. And Type 59 is here, Hawk 12. And yeah, guys, I threw this game. I never, like my brain was at 100%, like, you know, working capacity or whatever the heck you want to call it, this whole game, man. I was constantly moving around. This Boris makes a very dumb play here. I don't think this is a good play. But my brain was just firing on all cylinders, guys, this entire game, and I was running around like, you know, a chicken without with its head cut off, right? Trying to figure out what I wanted to do next and what I needed to do to basically give my team the best chance to win this game. But here's how you're going to basically spot the south on this map from the west spawn, correct? What you have here is, again, there's a ridgeline here. I've outlined this in some other videos. There's a ridgeline here, and there's a ridgeline here, and then all the way up here in this little corner you have that area where tanks like to poke and shoot this way, right? But anyway, you have these ridgelines, right, guys? And what I like to do is come to this pocket here. You just have to be careful of Artie, but there's a pocket right here where I'm sitting right now where you're safe from people over here, and you can poke it at will, basically, and keep people in this area, like people like the Hori 2, lit, right? And your goal is to just try and fight off anyone who's pushing this. Now the problem occurs when you have a couple heavies or whatever pushing in this way, and then you're in trouble. It's a little more difficult because your teammates, so let me go back to the, like, move this camera a little bit. Your teammates over here don't have shots quite as easy as people do over here, right? If you're if the enemies are going to push over like this, right? So let me try and phrase that better, like one more time. Say that I'm coming from this spawn, right? If I'm coming from this spawn, your support has easier shots at people that are going to push up like this than the support of this team does if that team is going to push down into this dip, right? So that's why I feel like this spawn is a lot harder to win the south side on, because this ridge line, in my opinion, is much easier to work and win going this way than it is, again, going like this, because your team just doesn't have the shots quite as easily, right? This ridge line just isn't quite as good, because you could sit all the way in the back over here and easily shoot anybody that comes up and over here, but it doesn't work the same in this area. And I hope that doesn't confuse you more. I hope it makes sense, but I try and, you know, outline that as best I can for you guys, right? So now what we're going to do is just kind of hold this line, and we're trying to constantly poke it, keep the Hori lit. Now, my team wasn't the best at getting supporting shots here. I was telling the North to hold in the chat, like just hold, don't worry. Let's try and win this first. And I'm spotting the Hawk 12. I'm spotting the Type 59. I'm constantly poking on this ridgeline, and this team just isn't getting the shots, man. Like, I need the Iron Artie, the Bat Chat, the Even 90, the T28 prototype. I need these guys to like start hitting these shots, man. Type 59 pushes here. We're gonna get a shot into him. I try and get one more into him, but someone cleans him up there. It was the T28 prototype, it looks like, so he did hit that shot. And now I'm just trying to, again, win this side of the map. I bounced the Hori that kind of has some trollish armor there, but he was like angled a little bit, so it ricocheted, man, or whatever. And it just wasn't the right angle. But I'm telling you guys, it's definitely harder from the west side to win south on Sand River. But I'm trying my best. I really am, guys. Like, I'm trying to do as much as I can for this team. And again, in this game, I just felt like I was, like I just had like 10 monsters or something like that. Like, I'm all over the place, man. I'm shaking. I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just going crazy in this game, guys. Like, seriously, like, oh my goodness gracious, man. Like, I didn't know what to do. I'm just running all over the place trying to figure out what the heck I want to do, guys. Like, again, like I'm hyped up on tons of caffeine or something like that. And I'm just running around, running around. So we're going to fast forward and see if we can figure it out together, right? We get a shot into the WZ there. I'm not even spotted. I want one more into this guy, and I just need my team to do a little bit more, right? The entire game, it just felt like my team just wasn't quite doing enough, and I'm trying so hard to be that unicum player, even though I'm not, but I have high expectations for myself, and I'm just running around like, what can I do to get this team to win this game, right? Like, because everyone just seems to be so passive. Even 90's doing a decent job. I come back here. I'm trying to help these guys for a little bit. I think we end up getting a shot into the Renegade here. We do. And then that guy gets cleaned up, and then we come back this way, and I'm going to get a shot right here into the Renegade through the wall there. And now I'm realizing the BZ's kind of retreating, and we've lost the south kind of again here. So now I'm going to go all the way back to the south. I'm spotting the WZ there, or maybe not. Someone else spotted him. I'm coming up and over, and here we go. This is where we lose our first HP. Basically, even though the already splashed me, but the Hori hits me there. I'm able to clean up the Hawk 12, and now it's time to flank the Hori. I need to get rid of this guy because I want to win the south side of this map. So I'm going to come up and over. Scorpion is also coming in case I run into an issue. I hit the Hori once. Scorpion cleans him up. That's good. Now Scorpion is poking here. Again, like, just things are just going crazy, right, guys? I'm going to clean up the Scorpion, and there's just so much going on in this game. Like, oh my goodness, man. There's just some games like this where you're just never off the gas pedal, right, guys? It just feels like you are flat out the whole game. Like, your foot is to the, pedal to the metal type thing. And that's how I felt this game, guys. It was just a pedal to the metal the whole game. And finally, guys, you're going to see how I throw this game. So I'm coming up and over. I'm trying to spot the Scorpion here. I'm sorry that because I use the free replay camera, you can't see my view range circle, but the Scorpion doesn't have me lit here. So I'm getting pretty confident, right? I'm trying to keep the Scorpion lit, and then the RHM, watch this shot by the RHM. I could not believe that this guy hit the shot. I know he's not that far, but my goodness gracious, guys, if I could get my Waffle Panzer to hit like this every time, I would have already 3-marked the tank in under 100 battles. The shot that this guy had, especially because he's using the derp gun, basically, look at that shot, man. He hit me dead in the middle of the tank, man, at 65 kilometers an hour, or whatever this tank does, and I just could not believe that shot. But anyway, we basically threw this one, guys. We were too aggressive. I should have just stayed at the bottom of this ridge line, but I was getting too aggressive and too comfortable with nearly 50% concealment, thinking I would be okay, and I wanted to get to this ridge line right here to support my team, and yeah, you're going to see that eventually we lose this game. I'll just fast forward through it. The BZ's kind of poking here. They're trying to figure out what they need to do. He goes down, and then they push into the TS5 and the Artie here, and they're just hugging each other, and the TS5 misses his shot, and it is what it is, man. This team just wasn't quite as good as the enemy team. It's unfortunate, but I really think that I could have carried this one. I think if I didn't take this shot from the RHM, things would have been much different. I still had 529 HP, but that dude just hit an amazing shot, man. I don't want to call it lucky. I don't want to take away credit from him. It was a good shot, man, but I think there was some RNG involved with this because I've played the RHM. I know how trollish that big gun is, man. Like, I'm telling you, you could feel like a KV2 at times, right? And I just think RNG really gave him that perfect shot right in the middle of the reticle, which... it happens, man. I've hit great shots too, and good on him. He basically, I think he won this game at the end there for his team, man, because this was such a big shot. Like, to take me out of the game, especially because I still had half my HP, and he's got the derp gun, so it's an easy cleanup kill, right? And maybe if I got lucky and he didn't pen, we would have had a chance, but you can't win them all, guys. We end up doing 1900 damage, and I'll leave this open for thumbnail. We ended up doing 1900 damage, guys, and 1000 spotting, and that's about it. 591 experience. We were the biggest loser here, I always like to call it, not by damage, but by experience. And Scorpion played a decent game, even played a great game. It's just we didn't have quite enough support, guys. I wish we did. The TVP also played a really good game as well on their team. And good on these guys, man. I just think they were slightly better than us. But this is one of those games I'm just really upset about because I feel like I could have been one of the players to make a difference. Like, there's not a lot of games you will play in a session where you think that, or you know that you could have won the game for your team. This was one of those. And the fact that I kind of threw this at the end, man, it's just, it sucks, man. You know, it's like losing a game in real life, guys. It's like, you know, playing in high school or whatever, college, or even just a pickup game with your buddies, and you miss a few shots, like at the end of a game or whatever, or it's football and you drop some passes, or you know what I mean, and it just you feel like it's on you, and it's just it's one of the worst feelings, man. But it is what it is, guys, and we'll move on and we'll keep playing. I do have a 63% win rate over 51 battles in this tank, and we're doing pretty good by damage and all. So it's a fun tank to play, guys. I do recommend it, even though it's a a tech tree tank. But I don't know. It's kind of a quirky little tank, man. But I love this stupid thing. Like, I just really like the accuracy and the penetration and all that. Like, I feel like every single time I shoot the gun, it's a hit and it's a pen, man. Which, if I could get that in every tank, man, I would 3-mark every tank, but it's just not the case. All right, guys, if you enjoy the content and you're learning from it, do subscribe. It would really help me out, and I will catch you guys for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.